Fear, your brain can turn against you in less than a second. One strange sound at night, one shadow moving too fast, and suddenly your heart starts punching your ribs like it's trying to escape. Fear exists to keep humans alive, but here's the problem. The brain cannot always tell the difference between real danger and imagined danger. That's why horror movies work even when you know the monster is fake. Your body still floods itself with adrenaline. Your vision narrows, your muscles tight. In ancient times, this reaction saved humans from predators hiding in darkness. Today it activates because of emails, awkward conversations, and social media notifications. The real danger is that constant fear slowly rewires the brain. People become more anxious, more paranoid, and more likely to avoid risks entirely. Some scientists believe modern humans experience more psychological fear in 1 week than early humans experienced in months. Your brain was built for survival in the wild, but now it's trapped inside a world it never evolved to handle. Curiosity. Humans are one of the few species willing to risk danger just to learn something new. That sounds harmless until curiosity pushes someone to open a cursed tomb, test a deadly chemical, or climb a mountain no one survives. Curiosity is the reason humans crossed oceans, landed on the moon, and split atoms apart. But this is where it gets worse. The brain rewards curiosity with dopamine before answers are even discovered. Your mind literally becomes addicted to uncertainty. That's why cliffhangers work so well. Your brain hates unfinished information. It wants closure so badly that people will binge entire shows at 3 in the morning just to satisfy that tension. Even gossip works because humans evolved in tribes where information meant survival. Knowing secrets could protect you from betrayal or danger. The strange part is that curiosity can overpower common sense completely. People will press buttons marked "Do not touch" simply because the warning makes the mystery stronger. Sometimes the forbidden thing becomes irresistible the moment humans are told to avoid it. Jealousy. Few emotions can destroy people faster while looking completely invisible from the outside. Jealousy starts quietly. A friend succeeds, someone gets more attention, a relationship changes slightly. Then the brain begins comparing everything. Humans are deeply social creatures, which means status matters more than most people admit. Thousands of years ago, losing status in a tribe could mean losing food, protection, or the chance to reproduce. Your brain still reacts like survival is at stake every time someone seems better than you. Social media turned this behavior into a psychological weapon. Humans now compare their real lives to carefully edited highlights from millions of strangers. But here's the disturbing part. Jealousy activates many of the same pain regions in the brain as physical injury. The brain interprets rejection almost like being wounded. This is why envy can become obsession. Entire friendships collapse because one person cannot tolerate another person's success. Sometimes humans would rather see everyone fail equally than watch one person rise higher than the group. Love, it feels magical until you realize your brain behaves like it's under chemical attack. When humans fall in love, dopamine surges through the brain in patterns similar to addiction. People lose sleep, stop eating properly, and make irrational decisions they would normally laugh at. The terrifying part is how quickly love can override logic. Humans will ignore obvious red flags because the emotional reward becomes too powerful. Scientists found that romantic rejection activates the same brain systems involved in withdrawal from drugs. That's why heartbreak feels physically crushing instead of simply sad. But the real danger is attachment itself. Humans evolved to bond intensely because raising children required cooperation for survival. Your brain becomes terrified of losing emotional connections because isolation once meant death. Even today, loneliness damages the body in shocking ways. Chronic loneliness increases stress hormones, weakens the immune system, and may shorten lifespan. Humans are biologically wired to need each other, even when relationships become painful. Greed. Humans always want slightly more than they already have. More money, more power, more attention, more control. The strange part is that satisfaction disappears almost immediately after success arrives. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. The brain normalizes rewards faster than expected, which means happiness keeps moving further away no matter how much people gain. This is where it gets dangerous. Greed once helped humans survive harsh environments because storing extra resources increased chances of survival during famine or war. But modern systems exploit that ancient instinct endlessly. Casinos, gambling apps, luxury brands, and endless scrolling platforms all target the same reward circuits. Humans become trapped chasing the next dopamine spike. Some billionaires continue accumulating wealth long after they could spend it in several lifetimes because the brain no longer seeks comfort. It seeks the feeling of winning itself. Greed does not always look evil. Sometimes it looks like ambition pushed far beyond the point where satisfaction is possible. Anger. A single moment of rage can erase years of trust. Humans often imagine anger as explosive shouting, but the real process begins much earlier. The brain detects threat or disrespect, and within milliseconds stress chemicals flood the body, heart rate rises, muscles tense. Rational thinking weakens. The terrifying part is how anger temporarily changes perception itself. Neutral actions suddenly feel hostile. Small insults feel enormous. During extreme rage, humans become more impulsive and less capable of predicting consequences. This is why ordinary people sometimes commit horrifying acts they later barely understand. But here's the deeper problem. Anger spreads socially like a virus. One angry person raises tension in an entire room. Crowds become aggressive faster than individuals because humans unconsciously mirror emotional energy around them. Online platforms intensified this behavior massively. Algorithms reward outrage because angry humans engage longer and react faster. Entire communities can become addicted to permanent outrage without realizing their emotions are being manipulated for attention. Embarrassment. Humans fear social humiliation almost as much as physical danger. That sounds ridiculous until you understand how ancient tribes work. Being rejected by the group could mean abandonment and death. Your brain still treats embarrassment like a survival emergency. That's why people replay awkward moments from 10 years ago while trying to sleep. The brain stores socially painful memories with incredible intensity because it wants to prevent future rejection. But this is where it becomes strange. Most embarrassing moments are forgotten by everyone except the person experiencing them. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. Humans dramatically overestimate how much other people notice their mistakes because everyone is too busy worrying about themselves. Despite that, embarrassment controls huge parts of human behavior. People avoid singing, dancing, speaking publicly, or expressing feelings simply because they fear judgment. Entire personalities become shaped around avoiding humiliation. Sometimes humans sacrifice happiness just to avoid looking foolish for a few seconds. Tribalism. Humans instinctively divide the world into us and them faster than they realize. It can happen through politics, sports teams, religion, nationality, or even meaningless internet arguments. The scary part is how little it takes. Studies show humans form group loyalty almost instantly, even when groups are created randomly. Once people identify with a tribe, the brain begins protecting the group almost like family. This is why arguments online escalate so quickly. People stop defending ideas and start defending identity itself. But the real danger is what tribalism does to empathy. Humans become more forgiving toward cruelty committed by their own side while becoming harsher toward outsiders. History is filled with wars, genocides, and disasters fueled by this instinct. Even today, entire societies fracture because humans would rather defeat opposing groups than solve shared problems together. Deep inside the modern human brain still lives an ancient survival system built for small tribes fighting over territory, resources, and belonging.